What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Leroy McKenzie Jr., coming to you for the Authors Showcase brought to you by the National Black Unity News and JNF Enterprises. And we are bringing you some innovative, creative, motivating, mission driven message bringing authors that we have. In case you haven't seen the first two issues that we have of the National Black Unity newspaper, we have a section that we highlight, showcase authors that are doing some phenomenal things out here in and around the country. They are some phenomenal writers, but have some stories, they have some messages, they have some strategies, and all kinds of things that are just that we wanted to be able to bring to you. And today we have one of those authors that we're showcasing, and she's going to be with us in just a second. Um, but we wanted to make sure that if you haven't, you can go to the website, which is www.tnbun.com, to check out the newspaper, subscribe to the newspaper. You can also check out our YouTube channel, which has all of our other authors that we have interviewed that you'll be able to check out as well. And you can go to youtube.com, and then you can put in the National Black Unity News, which you can go to. Please make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all those good things on the YouTube channel, so that you can be filled with some knowledge, information, and resources that will take you, your business, your literary acumen to that next level. But today we have with us this lovely young lady, Miss Connie. I'm gonna call her Miss Connie. Miss Connie Amos-Parsons. But she is an author, entrepreneur, just an extraordinary, beautiful, bright woman. And y'all gonna see what I'm talking about in just a minute. As we talk with her, just about not just about her book that she has, but just about her experiences that she has, being an entrepreneur, being someone who has blazed the trail for so many people out here. How are you, Miss Connie?
I'm good. I am well, thank God. How are you this morning?
I'm doing outstanding,
Good, great. It's your boy Leroy.
Absolutely. So hope everything is going well with you. And let's start off our conversation, because that's what I call this. These are just conversations that I have with good friends that I have. Just talking around, talking about the books and the messages that they're bringing out in this author showcase. So I want you to start off just by telling the people just a little bit about who you are, your background, a little bit about that, and then we'll get into the conversation about your message in your books.
Okay, I'll start off with I am a mom and a G-mom of 3 grandsons. I was born and raised in Lynchburg, Virginia, and I migrated to DMV. Started working in the federal government and retired early. And I'm a graduate of University of Maryland, and have a leadership development for manager certificate from Johns Hopkins University.
Oh.
And yes, and now I'm doing this stay at home. I decided I want to go pursue my MBA. So I started my first course last week, and I'm enjoying it. Well, I have to keep up with you millennials now. I went to school a long time ago, and things have changed for the 21st century. So I wanted to keep up in business with the millennials and what's going on. And it's been very enlightening and rewarding for me.
Oh, great.
And have my own business, At Your Service Events Planner, LLC. Had it 13 years. I celebrated my 13th anniversary in March. I'm an author and a professional speaker. And I am now a wedding officiant, events and wedding planner. And I just enjoy life and just walking in my purpose.
Oh,
So that's
that
what
is
I do.
awesome.
That's what I am.
Now, what are you getting your MBA in, if I can ask?
I'm actually in business.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but exactly that. I have an undergrad in business management from the University of Maryland, and then a leadership development program. And then I just had the desire about 3 weeks ago. I said, I've got a lot of time on my hands. I saw the program, and I said, I can do this one course at a time.
Oh, that's
And
good.
yeah, taking it easy and take in that way, I know I will do my best. And but yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. But strictly business, because I love. I'm an entrepreneur, and I got that from my mom. It's in my blood, and I want to be the best that I can be in my field.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome to hear. Awesome to hear. I like that. I like that.
Yes, I
Uh,
got it in my blood.
One of the things that I always say about, I call it the boss life. And what that is a concept of being a boss is about I'm sorry, a leader, being a leader, and leader stand
Yes.
has an acronym um, for learning, assisting. I'm sorry, learning, and empowering, assisting, developing, executing, and results. But
Oh,
the
that
first
sounds great.
Yeah, but the first aspect of being a leader is always learning. We as leaders
Exactly.
we're always learning. We're always looking to gain as much information, as we can to be able to pursue and be better, not just for ourselves, but also those that we will pour into from the information that we gain.
Absolutely. That's what I like about you. One of the things I like about you, you're always on your grind, you're always present, you always persevere. You have your social, I just said your social print and your hands in everything that's productive and uplifting. And I'm just happy to be able to be interviewed by you today.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
So what got you interested in writing? What prompted you to want to start writing?
Well, when you're in your childhood and you have some extra time, you're at your most creative.
Uh-huh.
And I used to write poems, just
Oh,
little
okay.
silly little poems when I was a kid. And I happened to like English, and I had great English teachers,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kind of had an affinity for it. And I always said I should write a book. I should write a book. Well, I said that so many times. And then in 2017, I had a tragedy. My best girlfriend, that was in elementary school all the way through high school, she passed.
Mm.
And I reflected on her life and
Mm-hmm.
our life together. And God just touched my heart. And that was the time that I started writing my first book.
Okay.
Which is Peaks, Valleys, and Overcoming the Odds, Stepping Out on Faith and Confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And that took me only 19 days to write it. It's a
Oh,
short
wow.
book,
Mm-hmm.
but I knew exactly what I wanted to write, and it turned into my autobiography. And I
wow.
was able to tell my story about my life, the good and positive, and the tragedy that happened in chapter 6. And then I went on from there, and I overcame the obstacles, and my life was spared. And in the book, I talk about so many things, but God has saved my life over 6 times from different things. Like when I was 10, I had pneumonia, and I was bitten by a poisonous snake in the back of me. Yes, when I was 10 years old. These things happened to me, not because I'm a bad person. I was a 10-year-old child. But, God had his hands over me since, all my life. And my mom at 10, I was out of school for 6 weeks, but I did well. And then other things happened to me, almost drowned, things like that. So in the book, I highlight that and I write about it.
Mm-hmm.
But the book actually was about what happened to me when I was married, and it was about spousal abuse. So that's only in one chapter. And then I fled with my life with my two children, who are now grown and doing well, and got great careers, and both of them are homeowners and married. And it just shows you that you can overcome anything, any obstacle. All you have to do, and I'm a faith-based person, I'm a Christian, I'm a spiritual person. So I give it to God and I pray. And then I get, not just leave it with him, but I make plans to what I'm going to do, and goals of how, and strategy, how I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I overcame, and I said, I haven't told this story all my life. And now is the time for me to tell the story, because that is what she succumbed to after years of being in that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a serious topic. But I thought I just put all the positive, uplifting things in my book, and just dedicate that one chapter to what happened to me, and then how I overcame. And so I was determined I was going to be successful no matter what happened to me. I wasn't going to let that get me down. I wasn't going to let that stop me. And, we have to have a positive attitude. I'm never going to give up. We have to have a confidence that we can make it. We can't let things in our life get us down and keep us down. And so that's why I wrote my first book. And then my second book was a workbook and a journal.
Okay.
And it was, you need to ask the question then, right?
Well, yeah. Well, I was going to ask you how you've written a total of you've written a total of 2 books.
Yes,
Okay.
I have.
Now go ahead and you can go into why you wrote the second book, because that is what I was going to say. Go ahead.
Yes, the second book was like a self-help journal. I said, how did I change my life today? Because each day we do something different to change our life. Mm-hmm. Whether it's just the age, is more than just the aging process, but we can make incremental small steps each day to change our life towards what we want our future and our goals to be. Mm-hmm. And then so as to how did I change my life today? 8 steps to success. And in that book, I took all of the posts that I had written to encourage and uplift everyone else, mm-hmm. over a 6-month period. I copied them and pasted them, and that's my book. So I say I gave out so much advice, including the 20 steps to the tips for business tips, mm-hmm. and wedding and events planning tips. Okay. All that information, I was answering questions from different, Facebook groups. And then I just decided I'm going to write this and put this in my book, how to focus, how to make a transformation, whether it's in your personal life or transformation in your career goals, because sometimes we want to change careers, or we want to add an additional career, or at this time in our life, for job losses, or we may not, right. Our businesses are not going to be the same. This is the time to think ahead about what your goals are. First of all, what is your passion? And then what do you want to do? And how can I do it? Your strategy. And so I wrote this book, How Can I Change My Life Today? 8 Tips to Success, to just show people what you can do and how to think this process through in any facet of your life. And I sold out of the book March the 14th at the Phenomenal Women Conference. And so this is a self-published. So if someone wants this book, I would have to do pre-orders and then get copies made for you.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, what do you want the reader to come away with after reading your book, or even books, even after that's more specifically the second book? How did I change my life? What do you want them to come away from that book learning or know?
As you said, learning is essential. You always can learn something every day by reading, from someone else, by blogs, by looking at Facebook posts, by listening to your friends and family, and even taking classes. You can always learn something every day. And to absorb as much information as you can, because you never know when you're going to need it, or need it another job or another path. And to be passionate about what you do. If you're not passionate about your work, then it becomes a job. When we as entrepreneurs, and I'm including you, Leroy, when
Absolutely.
we as entrepreneurs, I said, we work hard, so many hours, we don't even count the hours. But when we go home at night and close our eyes, we are asleep, because we have joy in what we do. We're not exhausted. We have joy in what we do. It's learned in undergrad. It's the intrinsic rewards from what you do, meaning internal rewards. You are happy. You don't have to always be rewarded with money, but you are happy that you contributed something, or you made your life better, or you made someone else's life better. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, I call that good tired. That's good.
Would you say good?
That's that good tired. You
Yes,
tired,
exactly. Good tides. Exactly. We're in this world now. It's all about us together.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping and praying that this will change us and change the way that we live. And I know it's not going to be everybody, but I'm hoping that there's a new perspective by this, that we've had time to slow our life down and focus on what's the most important. So, and this was the time that I decided to go back and start, apply for my MBA, and I was selected, and I'm in the program already. But what the book is telling you to never give up, never think that you're too old to learn, never think that you can't make it, never allow anyone to put you down, or to say you can't do it, or you don't have confidence in doing it, or that costs too much. Well, yes, it costs a lot to go back to get my MBA, but guess what? The knowledge and the connections that I have you can't put a price on it.
Absolutely.
And I'm learning so much, and I'm opening my eyes to so much, and thinking critically. And it's my money. If I've got a loan, I'm gonna pay it back. So it's still my money, right?
Absolutely.
And I just want people to know that everyone, men and women, because I love my brothers as well, and women as well, we can be better, and we can do better. And if you got all the money in the world, but you still can give to others and support others and mentor others. We have a lack of mentors for our youth. We have a lack of mentors for our college students. We can have so many talents that we have, and we can give back. It doesn't always have to be money. Now, if you have money to give, that's fine. But if you can teach somebody business, you can teach them an entrepreneur, you can teach them how to write, you can teach them how to brand, you can teach them how to write a book, you can give back to people. And that will help. But never give up. I had somebody tell me one time, and we remember the negative thoughts that people tell us. And I had someone tell me one time in the federal government, "Oh, you'll never get your 13." And I was like, okay, I will. And I got to 14. But the thing about it is, she didn't know that made me motivate me more. Because you can tell me I can't do something, and inside that fuels me to try harder to do it.
Absolutely. Now something you said is really
go
key,
ahead.
and I want you to go into it. What is your definition of success? Because people want to try and define, what success is, but what is your definition of success?
Okay, my definition of success is that you have found your purpose, that you know who you are, that you know why God put you on this earth, your purpose, that you are being the best that you can be with your family, with your significant other or your spouse, that you're doing the best that you can in your career, in your job, and that you're giving of yourself, that you're doing the best you can financially, and that's, to me, is successful. You got a good family life. You're working hard. You're doing the best that you can at what you do. You're learning. You're educating yourself. You're making as much money as you can, and you're giving it your all. That is your purpose, and you get a joy out of that. And that's success to me. Success to me doesn't necessarily always mean you have this big shiny car and you have a big bank account. But because if you're neglecting your family, or you, then what good is that? I'd rather be successful in most areas or all areas of my life, because I'm trying hard to be the best that I can, than to have all the money in the bank and drive a big car but come home to an empty home.
Absolutely.
So that's what it means to me.
Now that you've defined success, what do you believe? And we don't want to give, we're not going to give everybody all the keys that you talk about in your book. Let's give them, give three keys to sustainable success.
Okay. 3 keys for me would be confidence, self-confidence. To propel you further, right? You got to keep going. Nobody's going to pump you up every day. So self-confidence, perseverance. So you call it, and I call it grit, but perseverance, and a positive attitude. Because that positive attitude will open doors for you, because people are looking at you and watching at you and seeing if they want you for a partner or a colleague, or you know, or hire you for that job, or put you in that leadership position, or even work with you, your clients. But if you have a negative attitude, then that nobody wants to grump around them.
Absolutely.
So, you know, you want people, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. So my 3 things for success would be the self-confidence, and you have to build it if you don't have it. Self-confidence, perseverance, staying on your grind every day, and positive attitude. And that'll take you a long ways.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that. Now, what advice would you give to an aspiring writer? Because you've written 2 books. What advice would you give to them?
Aspiring writer. Okay. First of all, if you have a dream or in your heart that you want to write, and you have a topic that you want to write about, then, because I didn't know at first until it hit me, then you sit down, and what I did is to start making bullet points, or of what I wanted to write about, how I was going to start it. And then I turned those bullet points into chapters and started naming my chapters. Then I had a basis for writing. And so chapter 1 was my grandparents, my heritage, my parents, and then my childhood, then high school, and then my career and marriage. But that's what you do. You sit down, you think about, I want to write about any type of topic, cooking, or my experiences on my job, or what made me successful, like so many millionaires and billionaires do. What made me successful that I can tell others that this is how I came up, you know? And Jack Welch was one of those very successful CEOs of GE. And he was my thought leader on LinkedIn, and I followed him, and he passed last month. And then I saw the program, and that drew me to that 3 weeks ago. Little did I know that I was going to go for my MBA. But those things that touch you, that makes you passionate, that gives you a drive, that's what you write about. And then look at it, and then make sure that it's, when you finish it, have your manuscript edited, because we think we know grammar and punctuation, but an editor like yourself, they know it. That's your job. And you want your book to look well and read well. And then I got my first book. I did have a publisher, and we no longer work together, but I have a new publisher, JNFU. you're my new publisher, Leroy, and I refer you to them. But for my, people who want you. But that was what I would say. Whatever is burning in your heart and in your mind that you want to write about, the topic that you're most passionate about, and then you sit down and just start it, just little steps at a time, baby steps. Just write your bullet points down. Absolutely. And then that turns into ideas. And then when you have an idea, let me finish this too, because this is my strategy. When you have an idea, sometimes it comes to you in the night or wee hours in the morning. You want a book, you get up and write it down on your iPhone, and I did it on my notes, and my whole book was on my notes.
Oh, wow.
And then all I had to do is copy and paste it to Word. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then turn it in. But those ideas might not come at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. It might come in the middle of the night. Yeah, and if that's burning in your mind, you write it down. You can still go back to sleep.
Them words and ideas don't have a set schedule. So
no, they do not. No, they do not. So you know it for yourself.
Absolutely. Yes. So what's next for you, Miss Connie? What's next?
Well, let's see.
What you working on? What you got going? Other than the MBA, that you working on.
Well, that's what I'm doing now. But I'm glad I'm doing it because it's really filling in my day. Okay. Because as you know, the wedding and events planning and the travel business is suffering a lot. Right. But what's next for me is I'm still advertising and marketing, and I'm still keeping in contact with my clients and my potential clients. Mm-hmm. And I'm still on social media and updating my pages every day. I'm still reading blogs and article business and about wedding and events planning and keeping up with the trends. Mm-hmm. So what's next for me when I get my MBA? I am going to open up, have my own consulting business, and that will be 2 to 3 years out. So I'm going to sell my wedding and events planning business. Okay. And if I'm not able to find a buyer, I've asked my assistants if they want to take over my business when I graduate, because I realized I can't do everything.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And then I want to be a consultant for business owners, for mm-hmm. corporations and small and medium-sized business owners to help them grow and scale their business.
Oh, that's awesome.
With awesome. My MBAs.
Exactly.
Exactly. All that knowledge that I'm paying for, I want to throw it back.
So tell people how they can actually reach you to be able to purchase the books, or to be able to have you to come speak, or like for the other aspects and products and services that you offer with your business.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, my first book, Peaks, Valleys, and Overcoming Odds, Stepping Out on Faith and Confidence, it can be found on Amazon and also on Kindle. It's now Kindle. So Peaks, Valleys, and Overcoming the Odds, Stepping Out on Faith and Confidence by Connie Amos-Parsons on mm-hmm. Amazon and Kindle. And then this book, How Did I Change My Life Today? 8 Steps to Success. I did sell out of it, but I can get copies for you, and that would have to be pre-ordered. Absolutely. So you can contact me at AYS events with an S planner at gmail.com. You can reach me on my Facebook page. It's at Your Service Events Planner LLC, and I am also on Instagram at Planners Rock. And I have a website is www.ayesevents.planner.com.
That is awesome. That is
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
No, I thank you for joining us and for giving us the knowledge, the information, and resources that you bring to everyone. And I know that when people purchase the book, when they read the books, they will be, and I say it like this, they will be better after they read your books than they were before they read your books. And that's my goal, being the impact chaser, is to make people better And
Yes.
by doing things like this, by showcasing authors like you, by showcasing the other authors that are a part of this, makes people better. And I love that.
Yes.
I love that. So I enjoyed the conversation.
Thank
People,
you. Thank
absolutely.
you so much. One thing I was going to say is that I have, when I was speaking, I love to speak about women's empowerment, but also leadership for women.
Mhm.
And I was doing this before I started my MBA, but leadership for women, because we might be entrepreneurs, but you might be missing some business courses that you might need, or just a business tips that you might need. So business, speaking on business tips, or small business topics, leadership for women, and empowerment. And what I'm trying to do is my purpose is to empower women and men, to be the best that we can be. So whatever contributions I can make to that, that is what I'm doing.
Absolutely, and you are certainly doing that. And for those that want to get more info, want to get more information, you can go to Miss Connie's website, but you can also check out other authors as phenomenal authors such as her. You can go to the National Black Unity News website at www.tnbun.com to subscribe, to get the newspaper and read about all of the other articles that are in the newspaper. It's an excellent newspaper for knowledge, information, and resources. But then you can also go to the YouTube channel and you can actually check out her her interview here, as well as the other authors that we're showcasing on the YouTube channel. And be sure to subscribe, like, and share that information, because that's what it's all about. It's about bringing
Yes.
to the platform these authors, or showcasing these authors, entrepreneurs, thinkers, progressive thinkers. I call them 21st century way thinkers that are going to be able to make your life better. So, Ms. Connie,
Yes.
thank you
Thank you.
so much
Thank you so
for
much.
being a
Have
part of
a
this.
wonderful day.
And you too. We'll talk to you soon. We'll
Okay.
talk to y'all
Thank
soon.
you.
As we end this, I always talk about this. 2020, it's about being fast and furious, moving and with purpose and passion. And I always say this: chase the impact, because when you chase the impact, you change the world. And these are
Yes.
people that are changing the world. They are impact chasers, because they're changing the world. So we'll talk to y'all soon.
Okay. Thank you.